through split already. See it right there, Chris? See, anytime you see that dark line right there,
Okay.
that is very indicative of a split. And then this side, see how you can see it on this side where it's darker? See how this is just basically scale and flake from the rust? If you were to chain knock that or anything like that, you would probably really start to see it. There's the crack right there. You see what I'm talking about, ma'am? Right there. So this camera here will always show bottom of the pipe. It's not like some of them where all of a sudden you have water at 12 o'clock. So this will always show true bottom. And then so this would be at 3 o'clock. And then boom, 3 feet, we're in clay tile. Wow, okay. That's interesting. Remember when I was telling you before, you can go into houses where I've been in Olathe and they ran clay tile to the stack. Remember when I was telling you that? There are some houses floating around where they did just that. Because if we back it up, I did not even see any 2-inch tie-in. Cause see, that's your turn right there. That's your 90.
See, and we, like I said, we was in play when we opened.
Yeah.
So was that good? They didn't
It's well, it's really. I don't personally prefer that a contractor run clay tile inside the home. It can actually hinder you per se. Because your clay tile essentially comes in 4-foot sections. Sometimes it comes in 2-foot sections. It just kind of depends on the plumber that laid the line. But anyway, at those junction points, you have a joint. And they sealed those up with rubber gaskets in conjunction with concrete. Some of the guys didn't concrete the joint. Some of them did. It was just kind of dependent on the plumber at the time. But anyway, when the sewer starts to back up and you start building up head pressure and it starts wanting to go, it can start squirting out from every one of these joints under pressure. So your cast iron, just to let you know, it's already split. It's cracked down the right side of the pipe.
Well,
starting from here. Yeah, exactly, right? So right here, I zeroed the camera right when we had made the turn underneath the floor. That way we're not counting all this hot mess. So
whereabouts is this then?
3 feet 4 inches, and now we're going from, oh no, we're like right here. 3 feet 4 inches, and we're changing over to the clay tile. So we're gonna, because I have not seen the 2-inch connection at all for the kitchen, laundry area, and whatnot. So it's definitely, we were just talking about this.
Right.
You know, I was just telling you about it. it's thinking shallow. So when you're locating and the lines are 1 foot or less, your signal strength is so strong, it won't give you a depth. You won't be able to get dead on the camera head unless you like start to lift your receiver up to gain it some ground.
Okay.
So I just I want an exact hit. Put a piece of tape right here, Chris. It doesn't have to be it can even just be, whatever. Because now that we know that they've got clay underneath this floor, they can start walking it and zigzagging it. So like right now, this is where it nulls out, so I'm just kind of anal about it, so I always try to put my tape marks with my null out. See, it's so shallow, it won't even give me a depth reading.
Okay.
So that pipe is like literally
Right
underneath this floor. So if we play dumb with it and try to get cute, 9 inches. See what I'm saying? How I had to lift up the receiver to try to trick the bug into thinking it's deeper than what it really is. So this thing is shallow. Give you a treat. So we know that the cast from this stack to where you go and tie over to clay tile, we know it's split on the right side.
Just with how many feet through there?
4 feet, ma'am, of cast iron before we hit the clay tile. And since you weren't down here when we were doing this, let me give you a spot right in here. See that little black line? That's where that cracker splits at. It hasn't opened up, but it's enough to where I can see it.
That pressure back up.
Correct.
Its way through. So when
And then here's a good one right here. You can see the line right in there. So that's another part of the reason why as well. So under normal flow conditions, your water may not get that high.
Right.
Okay, but once the line backs up
Yeah.
and you start putting back pressure on it, you better look out.
Oh my
So-
God, those are bugs. Yeah.
Hey, and I'm not gonna lie to you guys, once in a blue moon, you will get a mouse or a rat.
Or a snake.
I haven't had a snake in years, or a possum, but the little rats, they do like to come up because they're drawn to the camera lens and the light, and they'll come up and they'll come out. I just didn't want it to startle you guys to death.
That would be kind of cool.
Usually you see that more in Kansas City, Missouri than you do out here. So see, there's your stupid bugs. There's your sewer fly, and look where he's going, right to the crack.
Moisture.
Oh my God.
Right to the crack, every time.
So when we fix this, it will fix the mat sewer.
Correct. Well, depending on how many is actually underneath your slab, because these little boogers can go anywhere. They could be coming up around where the floor drain's at, where some of that concrete's missing. They can just come flying up right around there, no problem. So right in here is where that tape mark's at. And now, unless we see something really, really bad, guys, with the clay tile, you could have been leaking out of the joints at the hub connections, and the camera won't be able to tell you that. Because there's no way for me to duplicate the back pressure. Now, if we see a crush or something pushing in, something along those lines, then we can probably see it, but just when it's together like this.
See, we know past owners have had water problems here,
Okay.
which we could never understand because we're at the top of a hill. And, you
Yeah.
run your water away, but if, the lifespan on clay is...
You know what? Here's the thing. With the clay tile, I was doing a job out in Claycomo years and years ago. There was this great big huge mansion that they turned into like 12 apartments.
Okay.
I think that mansion was 116 years old, and that clay looked like it just was laid the day before I showed up to do some work. So, yeah, the clay, and they had trees all over the place, and there was not 1 ounce of roots trying to get into that clay. So let's see where we're at now. And the bad thing is, that clay looks like 6 inch. They put the big boy stuff underneath here. Usually, which is odd, usually they only do 4 inch. But that sure looks like 6. Showing 10 inches deep here, Chris. So put me another mark right there. No, in the center. I'm anal about that, Chris. Especially when you're the poor guy breaking up the floors.
Right.
It would drive me nuts. And I still have yet to see that tie-in over there. Okay. Cause see, with those joints, they can start, cause they didn't have the terms that we have nowadays available to us. So they can take a joint and they go, oh crap, we need to go that way. And they can take that hub and just kinda like kick the pipe, go like 4 foot, kick the pipe again, and that's why you'll see inconsistent the way the marks are with the pipe, cause they can just sit there and move it around by the hubs.
Who's ever gonna notice?
Yeah, it's underneath the floor anyway, so.
Yeah, but anytime you have like a curve, I think you have an opportunity for something to trap.
Yeah, so see where it looks like they did yours in every 2 foot. So every 2 feet you're gonna have a joint. So this one here is basically where you go from the cast to the clay connection, and then like every 2 foot, guys, you're gonna.
Opportunity for that seam to come apart.
Exactly.
Right.
Or water to leak out, or, cause those gaskets never last the entire lifespan of the pipe. So they'll never hold water tight.
Just rubber gasket.
Yep, they're just rubber gaskets. So it's a big bell fitting and then female side of the pipe, and it just boop, pops in there. And then they just loop up that gasket and they just keep on going everywhere they go.
What do we do now? We run full length PVC.
Correct. Yeah, your PVC now, guys, comes in 10 or 20 foot sections. Let's see if they started walking yet. That's a lie. That's telling me the truth. See what I mean about your go signals?
Mm-hmm.
You think you're on where your camera head's at, and you're on a go signal.
Right, right.
And you'll have one before your main signal and one after your main signal. You always want the one in the middle. Good Lord. They were very crafty. Put me one right here, Chris. This one is going to be, yeah, it's really starting to dive down. Like a game of Worlds of Fun, your pipe's kind of going. And when I don't really start, I trust where it's telling me the pipe is at, but as far as the depth, guys, I don't start trusting it till I'm 2 foot or deeper. Because the signal is just so strong. I've had them where it says, hey, it's 8 inches deep. I go to break up the floor and it was like 4 inches deep.
Okay.
You know, so I can only control the signal strength so far.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still running kind of shallow. Okay. Now. Boy.
Start moving that stuff out of the way.
Not yet, because I hate for you guys to do it, but they're walking this thing. So you've got to join every 2 foot, and now they're starting to go eek, eek, eek. So, but we should be getting close, I'm guessing, to where that 2-inch stack has to be coming across here somewhere. And then you can see them little boogers? They just fly all up and down this pipe. They're just everywhere. All those little guys, all those, that's what all of those are. They're those little gnats.
I wish they just stayed in there.
Soon enough.
Yeah. I grew up out in the country, so
Yeah.
All kinds of things.
Okay,
What is
so
that?
here is your tie-in.
Okay.
I can just see it, but it's going to be up here on the left-hand side. And we're getting ready to make a turn to go towards your front foundation wall.
And that's coming from.
So this right here should be that stack. Could somebody be oh so kind and
Yeah,
run
okay,
some,
okay.
run some water in there, Chris? I want to verify that that's what that is. That should be
We
that
have
stack.
We have a water
Spigot.
thing down here actually, Chris.
Oh, do you?
Yeah. I didn't think about that when you were here the other day.
Well, hey, Chris,
Yep.
I just want to verify that it is that stack. Yes.
Oh, okay, I see.
I just want to make sure we got everything accounted for.
Yeah, alright, so he's just gonna pour it
So
out.
that should be going in conjunction with that floor drain, and this should technically be our last one on the left. You got cold water on only, because hot will fog up the camera.
You see in the kitchen sink, that's kind of screwy, that faucet. Hold it down.
Yeah, we've got, Jeremy did some, plumbing work for us with installing faucets. and it's
Oh,
really-
gotcha.
Yeah, we're always happy with whatever you guys send out there.
Yeah, we'll give it a minute and see if water starts barfing out of it. That's concerning.
I know, right?
Up here it comes, maybe. You could be lying to me, Chris. Nope, I haven't seen it yet. And we have not.
Where's that water?
Where's that water going? Because it should be coming in here. Up there. All right.
She's putting in the former owners, but,
Um,
yeah. They were so clueless, they wouldn't do
so that's that one.
it. Is it there?
I haven't seen it yet, but I saw water coming in. So is it actually probably the kitchen that is giving a fit? Because I am not. I am not seeing.
Maybe a trickle, but.
Hey, Chris,
What?
fill it up a little bit, brother.
Okay.
Let me just be stupid here and see if there's another one that we're. Hang on one second, Chris. Let me just.
Stack.
Nope, we have water showing. You see that?
Mm-hmm.
It's hitting that lip. So we have water showing. But it ain't coming out of that spot. Yeah, give me a load, Chris. Fill it up and
Like a stopper, is that what you mean?
yeah.
Okay, let me help you out.
Let's see here. We're- Let me see. Yeah, the joys. think we're right underneath that shelf.
Right. Okay.
And that is coming in like this, so we're basically like this.
Okay.
But I think we're gonna be right just a little bit underneath that shelf.
Cleared almost everything else out.
And so you just have the one sump pump, ma'am?
That's it.
That's
Yeah.
it? Okay. And when you had originally backed up and you guys were getting all that water, was that thing running like crazy? Did you ever hear it kick on and off?
Mm-mm.
Really?
Yeah, in fact, there's, Chris said there's a bunch of cobwebs there, so it hadn't even kicked on
Okay.
at all. We haven't heard the sump pump kick on for a long time, actually. But, you know, we hadn't got that much rain until the other day, a couple weeks ago. Here it goes.
All right, let her rip. There it goes.
About half. Okay, good. Well, that's a relief.
All right, Chris, right where my receiver's at, because I think we're kicked right underneath this shelf ever so slightly. Grab a piece of tape. So this one's going to be a hard guesstimation, but it's going to be pretty darn. If I turn this button on.
Oh,
Did you get it? Yeah.
Put down our chin-up bar for you guys. Can we shut that
What'd
water
you
off?
get? Oh, no. See, us short people don't have that problem.
Can we shut that water off or people don't?
No, please let it run. Thank you. Put it.
well,
It's hard to get my.
he said he thinks it goes that far.
Put it right there.
Well, we'll just, I guess I'd like to move the luggage, because it's so valuable. Why can't we just put it in on the sofa?
And then so where the camera's sitting at is so that Y is like right here.
Oh,
You see what I'm saying? Nah, I mean, it's just right here. But what concerns me is we didn't see that water until you gave me that big burp.
Right. So is that.
But when you were running just straight water, I didn't get a drop out of that tank. But once you gave it some head pressure, it came through. Okay.
Where was that?
So there's that turn, and then right after that turn is that Y on that connection. That's going to grab the kitchen sink and that floor drain, everything on that side. That's going to put us right at the edge of that table. Small offset there. So definitely no clean out. So you don't
So
have
we don't have one.
No, you don't even have, just this one, ma'am, is the only one that you guys have.
You don't have one.
You don't. Mm-mm.
What do we mean?
So would it
Anything
tap
else?
in like
Another opening for us to either get a camera in or a cable or anything of that nature. So now, guys, we're outside.
and that is, clay or gal?
Yes, nope, it's all clay.
It's all clay.
Yep, your clay starting here.
Okay.
The only galvanized or the cast iron that you have here is from that tape mark to that stack opening. And then I'm gonna presume, we're gonna see if I can pull it off, but I'm gonna presume that you're gonna have cast iron starting from that 2-inch stack across that floor, picking up the floor drain, and then right after that connection, I'm gonna guess they probably started your clay tile there, and then it goes that way.
Cheaper or easier to work with or what?
There's really no reason.
I just don't want to be mixing
Think
materials.
It's not, I mean, to answer your question, it's just as much of a pain in the butt as for them to pour a lead and oakum joint as it is for them to fight clay tile SV gaskets and trying to get it, in there. We're outside 45 feet. So starting at this connection here, which is going to be 43 feet 9 inches, you see how you start holding water ever so slightly, which isn't a real huge deal. And then see how we come out of it. So you've got one small section where you're dipping a little bit. You guys have that sewer insurance?
No.
Okay. You may want to get on it. I'm just saying.
That's what they said about the fresh water, that you have to practically go to
You know what, the freshwater one I don't really care about because the water services are a lot cheaper than the sewer lines are.
Yeah, I think we've gone through the policy, there is like a
Yeah,
as long as it's not negligence from like,
Mm-hmm.
not running
Gotcha.
well, where did you find that clause, Chris? Where was it?
Well, here is the city sewer.
Okay, so the lid is.
Boy, that's a
It
weird,
was in the clay.
that's kind of an odd tie-in, the way they did that.
I assumed the clay was inside the
We had
house,
the lid
so
all
I
there.
assumed we were out,
Yeah, okay.
outside the house.
But it's
But
still
now I
not-
start making sense that.
There's a
clay
weird
was
thing in the
inside.
driveway too.
Yeah,